uncomplicated touch, stable as we go, consistent as we grow. I won't slow.
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Lately I have felt a little bit like I have been allowing myself to fall into ruts and negative spaces, and I'm tired of that. My lovely, amazing best friend Tamika put out a video recently, and in that video she said something that really resonated with me. She was talking about the seasons that she's in. We have seasons of life where we are feeling certain things or experiencing certain things or really into something, and then we get out of that season and we're into something else. And I realized that I don't want to be in the season of my life where I am just struggling all the time. I do think it's important to reiterate that mental health is not something that you can just get over. It's not something that you can just have positive thoughts and it'll go away. Various things that I will have the rest of my life, and they're gonna affect me still, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I want to go into a season of love and acceptance. I want just a season of introspection. I want to take in all of the things that I have learned this year about myself and actually start the process of accepting it, not just like, okay, this is a thing that I have, but accepting how I can be happy with those things. And I think that's kind of going to be the focus going forward for a while for myself and my content. Know that my previous videos have been a little down, and that's okay. Like, I don't feel bad that that is a thing, but I'm ready for that to not be it anymore. I don't feel like I need to have that grieving process that I've had. I feel like I'm ready to move on from that, and I want to show that to you guys. Like I said, I've had a really rough year, and I'm ready to take in all of those things that have happened and become a better person for them and move forward with my life. So that's kind of going to be my videos for the next couple of weeks, months, however long, until I enter the new season of my life. I hope you guys can come along with me in this journey and that it's healing to you in some way. Maybe you can begin your acceptance season with me. I would love to talk to you guys about it and see how you guys are doing. So enough of that kind of emotional aspect. I like to talk about that kind of stuff, but I don't want it to be all that I am. I am a sum of all of my parts. Speaking of seasons, I have been in this season of reading. I have been craving reading. I think the beginning of the year, when I was not really reading a lot, I wasn't prioritizing my reading, really rejuvenated me and got to this point where it is just this hobby that I love so much, and I am craving it right now. There's so many things that I want to read that I'm excited to read. I have fallen in love with fantasy all over again. If you don't know, fantasy is my preferred genre, fantasy romance being like my super preferred. Let's talk about what I'm currently reading, because like I said, there's just so much going on, so much to read, and I want to just talk about them. It ended my last vlog saying that I was going to read a couple of things, but I got derailed because my library hold for The Scarlet Veil came through. This is Shelby Mahurin's newest release. If you don't know, Shelby Mahurin wrote the Serpent and Dove fantasy series. She ends up getting kidnapped by a vampire, and he takes her to this like magical island where all of these magical creatures kind of cohabitate, and he seems to be like the king, maybe. I'm not really sure. Really long. I'm not that far in, and I don't know all of it, but immediately very gripping. I will say the page count is a little bit iffy for me right now. I'm a little bit like, ooh. So I'm kind of reading other things in between, but I am enjoying it. And then I'm also listening to the audiobook of Stationery Shop. This is a historical fiction romance, follows a young couple who fall in love in the early 1950s in Iran, and then they end up getting separated, and the heroine finds the hero when they're in their like 70s or 80s. I am a little bit under halfway. I'm really enjoying it. I decided to pick up the audiobook, and it was a fantastic decision. It's a great listen, and I just listen to it when I'm playing Love and Pies, which is a mobile game that I've been playing recently with, I've also been playing Subway Surfer. That's a tangent for another time, but while I play my mobile games, I listen to it, and it's really good. And then lastly, as I mentioned in my last vlog, I am going to be rereading Sarah J. Maas's books in preparation for the release of the third book in the Crescent City series at the end of January. So I started Throne of Glass. This is not my favorite, but I feel like I want to reread it knowing some things and seeing if I can see a connection, because when I read this the first time, I've only read the series once. When I read the first time, I didn't see the connection, but that's neither here nor there. This weekend, I'll probably end up reading the fifth book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, because my stepsister is reading the series for the first time, and I want to know what she thinks about A Court of Silver Flames, and so we're going to read it together, and I'm going to reread it. I've only read it once. So that's it as far as reading plans. I'm reading quite a bit. I'm really happy to have you guys here, and I really hope that you enjoy the rest of the video.
You don't know how much I need you, 'cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone. Run away from home, why don't you? 'Cause I did the same just for you. You don't know how much I love.
I am 198 pages into Throne of Glass, and like I mentioned in my intro, this is not my favorite Sarah J. Maas book or series, but there's just something about her writing that is just so consumable, so easy to read, and even if I'm reading like 3 other books at the time that I'm reading a Sarah J. Maas, I just get so consumed in her stories that I can't help but just finish the book, you know? Like, I was so excited for Scarlet Veil because I love the Serpent and Dove series, and then I made the mistake of picking up this, and now my thoughts, my reading is just consumed by this. Like, I know the story. I've read this book, I think, 4 times. This is very much a starter book, but there's just something about her writing. Like, I cannot put it into words. It just is good. Just a sweet boy, huh? So I think the plan is I'm gonna finish this up. It shouldn't take me that long. I am like here, so I don't have that much longer. I should be able to finish this like tonight, maybe. And then I'm gonna read Scarlet Veil, and then we'll read Masters of Death, I think. So, yeah. What's this sweet boy? Where's my baby? That's such a sweet boy. friends, happy Wednesday. I haven't really been doing a whole lot this week. I have been getting headaches every day, and my camera battery is about to die. Okay, hopefully this one has a full charge. Actually, we're going on 3 weeks of me having daily headaches or migraines or both, and I'm just really tired. It's exhausting having to be in pain all the time or being worried about something that you do is going to cause you pain. So I've really just been laying in bed, and it's fine. That has meant that I have done a decent amount of reading. I ended up finishing Throne of Glass, and then I also got 94 pages into A Court of Silver Flames. I told her this thing that I feel like perfectly explains how I feel about Sarah J. Maas stories, because they're not necessarily the best objectively. I can see a lot of issues, but there's something about them that is so hard to describe, but so, like, you just want to keep reading. So I said, the thing about Sarah J. Maas's books is they're so easy to read, they're addicting, and when you start one, you have to finish it. When you're not reading them, you want to be, and when you are reading them, you never want it to end. I think that's just why I gravitate towards her stories again and again, and I struggle to read other books when I'm reading hers, because I just want to continue reading the story, and I want to just be in her worlds. There's something so comforting about her worlds and so endearing about her characters that I just want to be with them. I also got a little bit further into The Scarlet Veil. I am enjoying this less, and I do think it's because I'm currently reading, like I said, all of these Sarah J. Maas stories, and I think I still have 11 days left on my library hold, so I do think I'm going to take a step back from it, focus on the Sarah J. Maas reads, and then come back to it when I don't feel like the stories are consuming me and, like, swaying my opinion on the story, because I do want to enjoy it. So yeah, other than that, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. I've been getting up and cleaning, and that's really the extent of, like, my activity. I haven't really been doing anything fun aside from reading. So yeah, that's the update, and I will talk to you guys later.
Lately, my monkey mind is turning over. All the times that knock me off my swing, the break.
I am incredibly happy to report that I am now going on a second day without an actual headache. Very excited, very happy, and I have been absolutely blowing through A Court of Silver Flames. I am on page 395, and I'm having a great time. I'm definitely enjoying this more than I did the first time. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm buddy reading this with my stepsister, and I'm just, like, having the best time talking to her about it. But all I know is that back when I read it at the beginning of this year, I just blew through it. I sped read it, and I didn't really pay that much attention. I was also still going through the time that I was, like, not really into reading that much, and I was trying to look for something that would get me back into it, and I just couldn't find anything. But I'm definitely enjoying this more, and I'm really excited that I decided to reread it with her. And then I also started and got 15 pages into Masters of Death, and this is going to be my second Olivia Blake, technically my third, because I read the second book in the Atlas Paradox, or Atlas 6. I picked this one up despite not loving the second book in the Atlas 6 series, because I had heard that this book sort of makes fun of itself. If you don't know, Olivia Blake's writing is very, very pretentious. She's kind of known for that. That's kind of her thing. But she has a wide variety of genres that she writes in. This is supposed to be about a fox who's a medium and a vampire. And when we open the story, the first chapter is from Death's point of view, and he reveals that Fox is actually, like, his son. He tricked him, and now Fox is immortal, and he is a medium in New York, and we see him kind of playing some tricks on people, and it's interesting. Like, it immediately gripped me. The first chapter immediately gripped me. I got kind of into the story, and a little bit of that pretentiousness got in the way of it. And like, obviously I've been so engrossed in my Sarah J Maas that I have not been putting all of my interest and all of my time and all of my brain power into anything else. But yeah, so my plan is to basically just read all the Sarah J Maas books with my stepsister, and I'm so excited. So if you don't like Sarah J Maas, I'm sorry. For my coming videos, I hope that's what I'll be reading. So I think I want to play some video games. I am currently playing Coral Island. I'm a little peeved because I played early access and then they wiped everything clean. I lost all of the stuff that I had done, and I don't necessarily want to go back and do it all over again. So I'm kind of like, I feel like I need a little bit of space from it before I go back. But then I have another cozy game that came out recently. It's called, I think, like Sunhaven something or other. And it's basically like Stardew Valley, but I think it has magical creatures. I might be thinking of another cozy game, but I think I want to start that up because that's sort of what I'm feeling right now. Or I might try to find something on my Switch to play.
Spinning circles at the roller rink. I could walk or skate around, but I'm back where I came from. But then it came as a surprise, a pebble found in my pocket. Hey girl, you're good now. Don't try to stop it. But now it happens all the time. I'm back at the starting line.
So I have spent the majority of last night and today reading. It's only like noon, but I've been up since 7, and I've been reading. Do you mind? I have been reading for the past couple hours. I am 124 pages into Masters of Death, and I'm loving this so much. I don't know what it is about her writing. This happened to me with the Atlas 6, where it took me a little bit to get into it. And then once I was in it, I was fully 100% in it, and I was so enamored with the story. This one isn't quite what I was anticipating, but it's still very interesting. The characters, her character work is just fascinating. The way she weaves together like character dynamics and her backstories, her characters always feel very real and fleshed out. And her, like I said, her character work is always fantastic. Beyond the point of not enjoying it to the point where I'm kind of just obsessed with it. I did get a little bit further into Court of Silver Flames, but I'm kind of waiting on that one. And I haven't been able to game because of headaches and migraines. So I think for the rest of the day, what I want to do is read Masters of Death, and maybe, migraine permitting, I will play some video games. I played Sunhaven for just a little bit. Yeah, I really just want to get through this book, and so I think I'm going to edit this video, schedule it, and then read for the rest of the day, and I will catch you guys in my next video. I did what I could with the restraints I had, and I am proud that I was able to accomplish what I was able to. I think that is part of my acceptance, is not getting down on myself when I can't do everything quote unquote perfectly. I really hope you guys liked the video. I would love if you followed my socials down below and subscribed if you liked this video and if you're looking for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one.
When I'm still watching the actors, what is real that I am following? I have to question everything.